Today on So Sonic, we're talking about the new Melodies Echo Chamber album, Unclouded. If you like music and discussing it, make sure to like and subscribe. But thank you very much for watching. Now let's get into Unclouded by Melodies Echo Chamber. Melodies Echo Chamber is a solo project by French musician Melody Prochet. I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly, but I'm sorry if not. She released her first album under Melodies Echo Chamber in 2012 with the help of Kevin Parker from Tame Impala, which I did not know about. And now in December of 2025, she's released her fourth studio album, Unclouded. The album kicks off with the intro track, The House That Doesn't Exist, which features good drum work, very melodic bass lines, and very beautiful vocals. The strings in the post-chorus here are also absolutely gorgeous, and that's a common theme throughout this album. The strings on this album are so good, and you can hear the strings again in the chorus of the next song, In the Stars. I love the guitar trills in the background of this instrumental, and there's great bass work all throughout this song once again. The instrumentation and production of this album so far reminds me of Charm by Clairo, which is an album that I really love. It's got the same like ethereal, like mysterious kind of vibe, and it's driving and the instrumentals are very rich, but at the same time it's still kind of lo-fi and not too in your face. It's not too bright. I really enjoyed the chord progressions in the third track, Flowers Turn Into Gold. The chord changes are adventurous and engaging, and they never really get stale. Once again, more great instrumentation and production on this song. It is a little short though, and it seems to end a bit abruptly. I think I would have enjoyed if the song went on a little longer, but other than that, it is a great song still. The next track, Eyes Closed, is one of my favorites on the album. The rhythm section here is so good, and it actually reminds me of something off of Kid A by Radiohead, believe it or not. The bass line especially, it kind of reminds me of like the national anthem slightly, but this song just kind of has like a Kid A vibe, I guess. I really love how the spaciness of the instrumental here allows for the drum and bass to really like take charge and stick out in the mix. There's some pretty trippy vocal and instrument layering and FX woven all throughout this album, and once again it kind of reminds me of Charm by Clairo. The next track is also one of my favorites on the album, called Childhood Dream. There's a really soft lead guitar part that I really love in this song, and the strings once again make a return and they sound gorgeous as usual. All of the instruments in this song just sound so delicate and smooth. There's great variation in the drum work, there's a peaceful, soft bass line, a very pretty lead guitar, and strings once again. The first song in this album, The House That Doesn't Exist, gave me slight Grateful Dead vibes when I first heard it, but I didn't bring it up because they weren't strong enough. But this next song really gives me Grateful Dead vibes. The track Memories Underground makes me feel like I'm like driving on the California coast at sunset with like the roof down on my car. It's the same vibe that listening to a song like Box of Rain or Althea by the Grateful Dead gives me when I listen to them. And Memories Underground builds a very similar atmosphere in this song. And I know I've brought up the strings on this album all throughout this video, but the next song, Broken Roses, has my favorite utilization of the strings on this album. The strings in the post-chorus here have an air of nostalgia about them that give off a very melancholy yet hopeful vibe. So even though I like all of the strings on all of the songs in this album, this song is my particular favorite when it comes to that element of the album. Now the next two tracks, Burning Man and Into Shadows, are I think the weakest of the bunch. They're not bad by any means, and there's a few memorable moments, like I like the flute on the back half of Burning Man, and I like the lead guitar part on Into Shadows, but I just think both of these songs are a bit weak compared to the rest of the track list. But thankfully, this album ends off on a strong note with the final three tracks. The track How to Leave Misery Behind has a beautiful moment where the drums and everything drops out to allow the vocals and the strings to have the spotlight for a moment. Unclouded is the only instrumental song on the album, and I'm glad that it's here because it allows for all of the instruments to shine on their own without any vocals. I love the drums and the slow tempo here. It really feels like kind of like an end credit song. It sounds like an outro and probably could have been a great one, but the actual outro, Daisy, is a fantastic song. The guitar intro here and the chorus especially bring back the Grateful Dead vibes from before. I love the vocal harmonies and I love the chord progressions, and once again the production here is immaculate. This is easily one of my favorites on the album. But really this entire album is just like so beautiful. It's one of the most ethereal and heavenly sounding albums that I've heard in a long time. There's fantastic instrumentation and production all across the album. The bass lines are melodic but not too busy. The drums are groovy yet delicate and perfectly serve each song. Both the lead and rhythm guitar work is subtle yet brilliant. The vocals are very unique, instantly recognizable, and perfect for this album sound. As I've mentioned a few times, this album reminds me a lot of Charmed by Clairo, which is a great thing. Both albums have extremely rich instrumentation, perfect production, and just extremely calm and relaxing, soothing atmospheres. So yeah, I really love this album. I would highly recommend it to anybody. My favorite tracks are Daisy, Childhood Dream, and Eyes Closed. And my least favorite, if I had to choose, I guess I would say Into Shadows, but like I said, this is a great album all the way through, and it's very hard to choose a least favorite song. I'm gonna give Unclouded by Melody's Echo Chamber an 88. But let me know what you think of this album down in the comments. If you like this review, make sure to like and subscribe. If you hated this review, make sure to call me stupid in the comments and subscribe to do it again next time. If you want to watch some of my previous videos, I'll have one right here, and right here. But thank you very much for watching. I very much appreciate it.